So, good morning, students, and we are having few slides back remaining in the protein synthesis. So, let me complete the protein synthesis. So, we have biosynthesized the protein, and you can say major translation work is over. Now, by folding and processing, you know that proteins are in a particular structure: primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure, quaternary structure. So when a protein is active, when it is in quaternary structure, and it is attained a particular 3D structure, then only it can be activated. So this folding and processing is a very important in order to achieve biologically active form of protein. The new polypeptide must fold into its proper three-dimensional conformations. Before or after folding, the new polypeptide may undergo enzymatic processing, including removal of one or more amino acids, usually from the amino terminal end. You know that in the protein chain, one is the C end, one other is the N end. So, removal of one or more amino acids, usually from the amino terminal. Addition of acetyl, phosphoryl, methyl, carboxylyl or other groups to certain amino acid residues. Then proteolytic cleavage means the cutting down and attachment of oligosaccharide or prosthetic groups to the protein, because sometimes the protein may be requiring some sugar moieties for its activity. So they are termed as the prosthetic groups. The folding or many proteins require chaperones proteins that interact with particularly folded or improperly folded polypeptide, facilitating correct folding pathways or providing micro environments in which folding can occur. These are some repeat PPTs, I think. Several types of molecular chaperones are found in organisms, from bacteria to humans, and two major families of chaperones, HSP70 family and chaperonins. Clinical significance of these chaperones. There are many disorders associated with mutations in the genes encoding chaperones that can affect muscle, bone, and or the central nervous system. Before or after folding, the polypeptide may undergo processing by enzymatic action. Collectively, these alterations are known as post-translational modifications. Post-translational modifications may include removal of part of translated amino acid sequence or the covalent addition of one or more chemical groups required for protein activity. Some types of post-translational modifications are listed below. They are amino terminal and carboxy terminal modifications, loss of signaling sequence, and attachment of carbohydrate side chains. Okay, they are post-translational modifications. Modifications of individual amino acid: glycosylation, addition of sugar; phosphorylation, addition of phosphate group; carboxylation, addition of carboxyl group; hydroxylation, addition of water; methylation, methyl group; addition of a prosthetic group; and proteolytic processing. Okay, formation of disulfide cross linkages. Okay, you can recall the structure of insulin. You will find the disulfide. You can recall the structure of immunoglobulins. In there also you will find the disulfide cross linkages. Now I am giving you few inhibitors of the protein synthesis. A number of commonly used pharmaceutical agents, such as a variety of antibiotics, acts by inhibiting selectively the process of prokaryotic translation. Okay, prokaryotic translation. We are using antibiotics in the prokaryotes only. You understand very well. The most useful of this class of antibiotics do not interact with components of the eukaryotic ribosomal particle and thus are not toxic to eukaryotes. Okay, the antibiotics are not touching your protein synthesis, but they will kill the bacteria. Such antibiotics can be used as the therapeutic drugs. This table also I gave you: streptomycin, tetracycline, chloramphenicol, erythromycin, lincomycin, clindamycin, puromycin, cyclooxamide. Okay, so this table also I gave you. Remember it and note that in examination we may ask you some of the antibiotics. So you should remember these and their actions also. Then protein targeting and storing. Protein targeting or protein sorting is the mechanism by which a cell transports protein to the appropriate position in cell or outside of it. The pathway by which proteins are sorted and transported to their proper cellular location are referred to as protein targeting or sorting pathway. Proteins can be targeted to the inner space of an organelle, different intracellular membranes, plasma membranes, or to exterior of the cell via secretion. This delivery process is carried out based on information contained in the protein itself, and correct sorting is crucial for the cell. Errors can lead to disease. Protein targeting system is depending on the short sequence of amino acid called signaling sequence, and you understand AAAA at amino terminus of a newly synthesized polypeptide chain. The signal sequence directs the protein to its appropriate location in the cell and is removed during transport or when the protein reaches its final destination. There are two general mechanisms by which sorting can take place. In one mechanism, the protein is synthesized in cytoplasm and then the completed protein is delivered to its intracellular location post-translationally, you understand? And post protein destined for the nucleus, chloroplast, mitochondria, and peroxisomes are delivered by this general process. The other mechanism, termed as secretory pathway, direct proteins into endoplasmic reticulum contrastationally, that is, while the protein is being synthesized. Approximately 30% of all proteins are sorted by the secretory pathway, included secreted proteins residents of ER, the Golgi complex, liposomes, and integral membrane proteins. There is nothing to explain in this. Okay, it is protein sorting mechanism. Now come to the disorders due to defects in mitochondria targeting signals. Primary hyperoxaluria type 1 and pyruvate dehydrogenase deficiency. These are the disorders due to defects in mitochondria targeting signals. Hyperoxaluria type 1 and pyruvate dehydrogenase deficiency. These are two defects. Disorders due to defects in paroxysmal matrix protein import. Paroxysomal biogenesis disorder refers to the disorders in the Zellweger spectrum, which include Zellweger syndrome, that most severe, neonatal adrenoleukodystrophy, and infantile Refsum disease is the least severe. There are autosomal recessive metabolic disorders that are collectively characterized abnormal peroxisomes assembly and impaired peroxisomal function. Puberty disorders often cause death in early infancy. Thank you very much in this chapter. Now I will be starting the next chapter today only. So wait. Rajni, please send a
Sir?
glass of water for me.
जी sir.
Now I'm coming to the regulation of gene expression. It is important, and now I will be starting this. It is regulation of gene expression. These are our objectives: understanding the concept of gene expression, describe basic mechanism of regulation of gene expression in prokaryotes, and describing lac operand concept and its regulation, and describe basic mechanism of regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes. Gene expression is the combined process of transcription of a gene into messenger RNA and translation into proteins. It means gene expression is the combined process of transcription and translation. Genetic mutation after the regulation of the expression of gene and result in the dysfunctional or non-functional synthesis. Okay, mutation you all know when there is a incorporation or deletion of some base, some adenine or purine or pyrimidine from the DNA, then that is, and it is, if it is not corrected, then it is causing a mutation, and you may have a defective protein or you may have a nonsense protein. Information encoded in DNA is transcribed into RNA transcription and then translated into protein. It is called gene expression. So what is the outcome of the gene expression? Is the synthetic protein. Okay. Thus the gene expressed in terms of synthesis of protein. So when a gene is expressed, we are getting a protein. Okay. When a gene is expressed, we are getting a protein. Thank you. बड़ा करो माँ. You see this diagram, we are having a cell and then you are having a nucleus. In nucleus you are having a DNA double stranded. Then you are having a transcription. That green one is the RNA, messenger RNA synthesized. Then transcription and messenger RNA is separate. Then it is coming out, and translation binded to protein, and protein is synthesized by binding it to ribosome. So it is the full expression of the gene, transcription and translation both. Okay. The regulation of gene expression is essential for metabolic functions, growth and development, and differentiation of tissues, because the tissues can be developed in terms of protein development. Okay, your body is mainly consisting of the proteins. So regulation of gene expression is essential for the metabolic functions, growth, and development and differentiation of tissues. The rate of expression of prokaryotic gene, the rate of expression of prokaryotic gene is controlled mainly at the level of transcription, means the messenger RNA synthesis. The rate of expression of prokaryotic gene is confined only to the level of transcription. Then how? Now come to eukaryotes, however, have a much larger and more complex genome than prokaryotes. Gene expression in eukaryotes is controlled by many ways. Okay? There are two types of gene regulation. It may be a positive regulation or it may be a negative regulation. You are understanding what I am talking now? Gene expression. Gene expression you understood? Gene expression is including the transcription and translation. How the DNA is giving message to messenger RNA and then how this messenger RNA is giving rise to protein by binding to ribosomes. So it is positive regulation and negative regulation. Positive regulation. When the expression of genetic information is increased by the presence of a specific regulatory element, regulation is said to be positive. When the expression of the genetic information is increased, more and more DNA is transcribed into a messenger RNA and more protein is formed by positive regulation. The element or molecule mediating the positive regulation is said to be activator or inducer. Inducer is making more and more transcription to occur, more and more translation to occur. What is regulation? Negative regulation. When the expression of genetic information is diminished by the presence of a specific regulatory element, regulation is said to be negative, and element mediating negative regulation is said to be a repressor. It is repressor. So inducer is inducing and repressor is repressing. Repressor is a negative regulator. Now we are having two types of the genes. They are inducible genes and they are constitutive genes. These are two types of the genes, inducible genes and constitutive genes. Come to this inducible genes. Inducible genes are expressed only when an inducer is present. Inducible genes are expressed only when inducer is present, means the positive regulator. Example, production of the enzyme beta-galactosidase. Beta-galactosidase is induced by the presence of lactose in the prokaryotes. Okay, production of the enzyme beta-galactosidase and is induced by the presence of lactose in the prokaryotes. And I explained you that it is the lactose which is attacked. Lactose is a disaccharide. So lactose is acted by the beta-galactosidase enzyme and then it is break into galactose and glucose. So it is the beta-galactosidase enzyme. Insulin is the inducer of the gene glucokinase or of glycolysis in human beings. You are understanding what I am talking? Insulin is an inducer of the gene glucokinase. What is the function of glucokinase? You know very well that it is the first enzyme of the glycolysis. So glucose and ATP are combining and enzyme is glucokinase, and we are having glucose 6-phosphate. So what we need, we are more and more glucose is changing to into pyruvate. Okay, and pyruvate is formed. So you can say insulin is a inducer. Insulin is sugar controlling hormone. So when insulin is acting as the inducer for the glucokinase, and if glucokinase is there, more and more glucose will change into pyruvate. The constitutive genes. Constitutive genes refer to genes whose expression is not regulated. They are expressed at a constant rate. These are often referred to as housekeeping genes. Okay? Constitutive genes refer to genes whose expression is not regulated. They are expressed at a constant rate. Means they are, you can say they are independent of the inducer and repressor. And they will express as such, and they will not be influenced by the inducer or repressor. The inducible genes will induced by the inducer. Regulation of gene expression in prokaryotes, and we are having a model in this. In prokaryotes, the gene involved in a metabolic pathway are often present in linear fashion called an operon. For example, lactose operon. Lac operon for regulation of lactose metabolism. Okay? Lactose operon or lac operon. Model for the regulation of lactose metabolism by E. coli. Okay, it is the lactose metabolism in E. coli. Definition of a lac operon. Lac operon is a coordinated unit of gene expression to make the enzyme necessary to metabolize lactose. I will be telling you in more details in the coming PPTs. In lac operon, we are having regulatory gene LAC-I produces a repressor protein. Regulatory gene LAC-I produces a repressor protein. I will explain you. A promoter site for the binding of RNA polymerase. A promoter site for the binding of RNA polymerase. Promoter site contains two specific regions: catabolite activator protein binding site CAP site, catabolite activator protein binding site CAP site, and RNA polymerase entry site to which RNA polymerase first become bound. Why? The promoter site where the RNA polymerase will bind. Actually, genes are present in the DNA. Okay, and now we are having a messenger RNA. As messenger RNA will bind to the promoter. Okay, and promoter is having a CAP site, catabolite activator protein site, and a polymerase, RNA polymerase entry site for the binding of RNA polymerase, because RNA polymerase will initiate the RNA formation. Operator site O, a regulatory protein is called the LAC repressor protein, bind to this site and blocks initiation of transcription. Three structural genes Z, Y, and A that code for beta galactosidase, galactoside permease, and trans-acetylase respectively required for lactose metabolism. This lac operon regulation is like this. Regulation in absence of lactose and presence of glucose. Regulation in presence of lactose and absence of glucose. Regulation in presence of both glucose and lactose. Okay, absence of lactose, presence of lactose, and presence of both glucose and lactose. You see this diagram? These are regulatory genes. It is the control site. These are structural genes X, Y, and A. Okay, it is the regulatory gene. So what the regulatory gene is doing? It is forming a messenger RNA which is forming a repressor protein. And what they are doing, X, Y, and A, they are making a polycistronic messenger RNA which is forming three proteins: beta galactosidase, permease, and transacetylase. Okay. So what is the function of the repressor gene? When we don't need this beta galactosidase, permease, and transacetylase, then repressor gene will bind to the operator in such a way that it will stop the expression of Z, Y, and A. See this? Repressor binds to the operator and prevents transcription of Z, Y, and A. What I told you, that when it is formed, I is making a repressor protein. This repressor is going and binding to the operator site, and then it will stop the expression of Z, Y, and A. They will not be formed. Regulation of lac protein in presence of glucose and absence of lactose. Okay, it is the in presence of glucose and absence of lactose. Lactose is not there, only glucose is there. Now, when lactose is here, regulation lac occur in the presence of lactose and absence of glucose. You see here, after transcription, messenger RNA is formed for the repressor, and now we got the repressor protein. Now lactose is inducer. Lactose is present here, so it is inducer, and it is binded to repressor and making a repressor inducer complex. Now it cannot go back and it cannot bind on the operator. It cannot. This repressor is inactive form, it cannot bind to the O. If it cannot bind to the O, the Z, Y, and A will be expressed, and we will be having a messenger RNA, lac messenger RNA, and we will be having beta galactosidase, permease, and transacetylase. These are the three enzymes, and it is known as lac operon model. Okay, it is catabolite activator protein, and it is the binding of RNA polymerase, right, on the promoter. So you can say that promoter is for the polymerase binding and operator for the repressor binding. Now here this inducer lactose is inhibiting this repressor and making a inducer repressor complex, so it cannot bind to the O. So it is in presence of lactose and absence of glucose. Now come to the regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes. Gene expression in eukaryotes starts at DNA level and ends with an enzyme catalyzing a particular chemical reaction or with structural metabolite protein, signaling molecule, environmental signals, and regulatory proteins affect gene expression in eukaryotes. Okay? Gene expression in eukaryote is controlled at 5 levels. They are DNA level, replicational, transcriptional, post-transcriptional, translational, and post-translation. Eukaryotes gene expression is little tricky. 5 levels of regulation of expression of gene in eukaryotes. DNA level, replication, transcription, Then post-transcription, translation, post-translation. Come to the gene regulation at the DNA level. Genes are altered by gene amplification, gene rearrangement, gene loss, and methylation of DNA, chemical modification of DNA. These are the conditions when gene will not be expressed. So gene amplification, gene rearrangement, gene loss, and methylation of DNA. Rearrangement of DNA. Okay. It is a constant region. So you will find that there is a replacement of some bases. Transcriptional regulation. A major method of regulation in eukaryotes is transcriptional regulation, which is manifested at the two levels in eukaryotes: chromosomal packaging and individual gene regulation. Okay. You see this? It is enhancer, it is promoter, genes. So, binding of transcriptional factors to promoter and enhance region of DNA to form a loop. It is at the level of transcription. Post-transcriptional regulation. The mechanism control or regulate messenger RNA after it has been reduced. Post-translational processing of RNA is much more extensive in eukaryotes than in prokaryotes, and there are two major levels in which post-transcriptional regulation takes place: alternative splicing and regulation of RNA stability. Most eukaryotic translational controls affect the initiation of protein synthesis. Initiation factors required for translation, particularly eukaryotic factor 2, involved in this regulatory mechanism. The active action of this factor is inhibited when it is phosphorylated by a protein kinase. It is translational regulation. These mechanisms act after the protein has been produced. Okay, these mechanisms act after the protein has been produced. So it was all about the gene regulation, how genes are regulated and expressed. Thank you very much.